I looked directly in front of me, toward south. I saw that dirt splash around right in front, about 40, 50 feet away.
Did that mean anything to you?
I mean, to my mind, he shot me and he missed it. So that time I removed my scope. I don't know where I drop it in or throw away. I just removed it. I turned my gun around. As I turned around already on his direction, I already fired already.
First shell I could hear whistle past me.
I shot him one more time.
And in a split second I felt the burn.
We were like rats scrambling.
Being outdoors and hunting is one of the most spectacular things you can do. On the negative, American people look at you funny. White American people, they ask you what you're doing. They bother you. They don't give you that hunter's respect. People have just said straight up, "Hey, what are you doing here, Gook?" And it's like, do you even know what the word Gook means? I learned to live with it. Most Asians do learn to live with it. They won't accept it, but they just live with it because as a minority group, what do you do?
I encountered that situation where someone from a car screamed out "Gook." I got so mad. At the time I was holding a glass bottle. I threw it at the car, didn't even hit it probably. But I was so mad. I was like chasing down the car. Like, God, I want to kill you, just because they called me a Gook. It's unfortunate that those things had to happen, but they do happen. And those people who don't ever see it or can't believe that it doesn't happen, it does happen. It happens. And I have no explanation for it except no darn good explanation. It happens. It makes people very angry. Very angry.
Accused in a killing spree in the Wisconsin woods, Chai Vang now on trial for the murders of 6 hunters. Tonight, we're in the courtroom where tensions are so high there was talk that Vang should wear a bulletproof vest.
Please rise.
Case number State of Wisconsin versus Chai Vang, 04CF141.
Mr. Vang, turning your attention to Sunday, November the 21st.
When I got to the tree stand, I'm not sure where exactly I am, so I thought I just tied up there and look around, see where I am at.
We heard a call from Terry Willers. He said there's somebody in Carter's old tree stand. It's probably one of those mud ducks.
As I got close enough where I could verbally talk to him, I asked what hunting party he was with, and he kind of mumbled something that I didn't understand. I told him that he was on Bob Crowder's and my land, that he was trespassing.
So I say, I'm sorry, I don't know that this is private property. So, and then he told me, you shouldn't on somebody else's stand. So I started get up and I started climbing down.
He asked what direction he could go to get off the property to go hunt, and I pointed in the direction which I'd come from.
Then he also told me, you guys shoot too many doe. Then I told him I haven't got anything today. So I started heading southeast.
I radioed into the cabin and said that I'd had a tree rat and that I had chased him off.
Bob had said, I'm going to go talk to him and find out who he is, why he's there, and make sure he doesn't, that he knows he's on private property and that he's not welcome there. Denny had said to me, this ought to be interesting. Let's go see what's going on. We got in the back of it, standing up, hanging on to the roll bar.
He got back on the radio and asked me where he was at, and I says, he's heading south down the food plot right now.
So I know that he already talked to me and they'll probably come in after me.
In the woods from the old stand, I could see the ATV pull up in front of him. I know Bob had raised his voice at one particular point where I did hear him say that tree stands didn't grow out of the side of trees.
He asked him, what were you doing in my son's tree stand? You think the fucker grew there by itself?
Were you on my son's stand?
Did you
Then
respond?
I said, yes. He said, why the fuck you on my son's stand? Then I say, I didn't know where you were staying.
Bob asked him, what the fuck are you doing here? Do you know you're on private land?
Do you know you are trespassing 400 acres of land, you damn gook?
Bob stated, do you know you came across 400 acres of private land to get here?
Then I say, no, because I don't see any sign, I don't see any fence anywhere. And he said, I don't have to put a fucking sign on you, fucking chink.
Get the hell out of here. If you come back, I'm gonna kick your ass. Better yet, I'll report you to the DNR.
If you're fucking Asian, keep coming to my land, I'm gonna kick your fucking Asian ass.
Now, during that time, about how far was Mr. Crotto from this individual?
I would say 4 feet,
Okay.
4 feet distance between them, maybe 5.
Okay. And during that time, did Mr. Crotto make any threatening gestures toward this individual?
None that I saw. He was talking with his hands.
Give me your license. That's the second time he was saying. So I said, no. As I start walk away, and Mr. Joe Crowds come behind that Rhino TV coming block in front of me. Then Mr. Lauren Hespeth coming close to my right a little bit, and a two-person, Mr. Mark Roy and Mr. Dennis Drew jump out from the ATV. So when that time I thought they were gonna beat me or something. So I said, what the hell you think you're going, damn gook? Then I said, excuse me. I started moving a little bit to the left, and he stabbed one more time, blocking me. So he's coming close behind me. So I thought he's gonna hit me or something. So he just yanked his hand, flicked my backpack, my license. So he started reading 2 or 3 times. And then after they wrote it down, then he said, matter of fact, I'm gonna turn that to DNR. That will teach him a lesson.
We figured it was done. We're getting back in the Rhino, and Mark had gotten back on his ATV.
And that time they started turning the ATV around.
I told Bob to stop. Something was wrong. Something was different.
I also turned around and looking back, I observed, see Mr. Terry Weller take out his rifle from his right side, just take it off.
Now, during this time when you're looking back, why do you keep looking back?
Because I'm afraid they might do something. They already cussing me. I'm afraid I don't know what's going on.
Up until this point, he had been carrying his gun similar to the way he was holding it, holding on to the butt plate with one hand laying over his arm, and I couldn't see the gun anymore. It was around in front of his body.
As he took his gun off his shoulder and brought it down, then I just took my gun off my shoulder and brought it around to the front of me. And he started to come around with his gun, and I held my gun out in front of me, and believing that he was going to shoot at me, I said, "Don't you shoot at me, you son of a bitch."
I don't know who said it, several people, maybe one, but they said, stop, don't shoot, just get the hell out of here.
I thought in my heart, they're going to shoot at me, he's going to shoot at me. So I immediately dropped to my right into a crouch. At that time, because I always have my hands on the sling all the time. So I just slam it going down to my left, drop it, and when I drop it, I hear a fire going on. I see in front of me, that's go up, that incline. I see some dirt splash around about 40, 50 feet away in front of me.
Now, Mr. Vang, you say fire, what do you mean, a shot?
A gunshot.
And you said that you saw something past you in the distance.
When I dropped like this, I looked directly in front of me to the south. I saw the dirt splash around right in front, about 40, 50 feet away.
Did that mean anything to you?
I mean, to my mind, he shot me and he missed it. So that time I removed my scope. I don't know where I drop it in or throw away. I just removed it.
He made one smooth move, came around and pointed the gun directly at Terry Willers.
At that point, I took off running as hard as I could to the right,
I turned my gun around. As I turned around already on his direction, I already fired already.
First shell I could hear whistle past me,
I shot him one more time.
and in a split second I felt the burn.
We were like rats scrambling.
With testimony of both survivors now complete, the defense will try to show inconsistencies in their accounts. Willers says he never fired his weapon at Vang. Hesbeck, though, at one point told his wife he thought Willers did.
I told my wife I thought Terry returned fire.
In another discrepancy, Willers saying Vang was not repeatedly cursed at and could have walked away. Hesbeck, though, reluctantly admitting that in earlier statements said that Vang was lambasted with profanity and that at one point Joe Crotto did prevent him from leaving.
As if he wanted to leave the area, Joey Crotto blocked the suspect's path.
The jury's toughest decision will be deciding who actually shot first.
And everybody just started scattering around, look like they try to get something in the back. Look like a gun case, gun case in the back. They try to give them doing something. And I started charging. When I got to the ATV, I saw Mark Rice scramble around the back on the north side beside the ATV. I shot him one more time. Then I shot him one time. I looked to the west of the ATV. Mr. Dennis Drew started scramble around of the ATV. I shot one more time. I turned around. Mr. Lauren Hesbeck, 10, 15 feet away. So I shot him one more time. I shot him one time then. And Mr. Robert, I shot him twice. I kind of laid down a little bit. I shot him twice. He dropped to the ground. I reload my magazine. I start chasing again. And Mr. Joe Crotto, I shot 1 or 2 times there. He dropped to the ground.
All of us are not the same. All of us are not the same. Ever heard of Chai Vang? Ever heard of Chai Vang? Let the hammer go bang. Let the hammer go bang. No, we don't gang bang. No, we don't gang bang. All of us are not